The desert sleeps beneath a silver sky, ancient and endless. Faiti Mersila Kaltabis Klasendianasi. From far above, the Great Pyramid glows faintly, not from torchlight, not from the moon, but from something deeper. A pulse, slowly rhythmic, alive. The camera drifts closer, and you can almost hear it, a low hum, the kind that vibrates through bone and memory. They say the stones were not carved, but sung into place. That light once bent, at the command of frequency. And if you listen closely, really listen, you might still hear it tonight. A forgotten harmony, buried beneath the sand. Take a slow breath in, let it fill your chest, and spill gently into silence. Exhale, and feel the sound fade through you like wind across ancient dunes. The air feels warm, the night still, and far beyond your walls, the pyramids dream beneath the stars. Every breath brings you closer to a place between sound and stone, between history and vibration. Let the weight of the day dissolve. Here, only stillness remains. Faiti Safa here, the light hums softly, waiting to be remembered. Before we begin, tell me, where are you watching from tonight? The world feels vast, but in this quiet, we're connected. One signal, one frequency. Subscribe to the silent signal, so you never lose the thread. And next time, when the world sleeps, you'll hear the hum return. The ancients did not shout their truth, they whispered them. In frequency, every stone in the Great Pyramid is tuned, not just placed. Its position, its weight, its mineral composition all form a chord, a resonance, a kind of music trapped in geometry. For centuries, we called it architecture. But what if it was an instrument? The first explorers who stepped inside spoke of a strange vibration, not loud, not echo, but presence, as if the walls themselves were breathing, listening, waiting. When you walk through its corridors, sound doesn't behave as it should. Whispers stretch, footsteps double, claps vanish into velvet air as though swallowed by something soft and endless. This is not silence, it's control. Imagine long ago, a group of builders standing at dawn. No cranes, no wheels, only sound. The air around them shimmers, ripples faintly, like heat rising from sand. They begin to chant, a low harmonic tone, ancient and measured. And the stones respond. They rise not by force but by harmony. The ancients spoke of the word that built the world. Let there be light, they said. But what is light, if not vibration? Every beam, every wave, every atom, singing in a frequency beyond human hearing. Maybe they understood this not as myth, but as mechanic. Light is a vibration that moves fast enough to become visible. Sound is the same dance, and slower, lower. And between them lies the secret, the bridge between the audible and the luminous. There's a place where light and sound meet, where thought becomes creation. The Egyptians called it Heka, the science of resonance, a word that means magic to us but alignment to them. They believed the world was sung into being, and to sing with precision was to command the elements themselves. So imagine under the burning sun, the builders did not chisel stone but tuned the earth. They stood in circles, instruments shaped like bowls and tubes surrounding them, resonating at perfect intervals. Each vibration found a molecular harmony in the rock, loosening it, lightening it, allowing it to lift and drift, as though gravity itself was forgotten. Tasked no ropes, fire no sweat, Fati only song. Modern experiments have brushed against this secret. A simple note can make water dance. A frequency can lift dust, bend flame, even hold matter in place. These are small echoes and of a truth far older. So actually, that sound shapes reality. If they mastered this not just in theory, but in practice, the pyramid was not built, it was grown. Resonance became mortar, light became architect. In the king's chamber, there is a granite box and often called a sarcophagus, though no body was found. Tap it gently, and it hums with deep, perfect tone, the note of 440 hertz, the same as middle A in our modern scale. As coincidence or calibration, the walls around it resonate at harmonic intervals, 1 to 10 Hz, 220, 440. The human body, when calm, vibrates near 7.8 Hz, the same as the Earth's Schumann resonance, the heartbeat of the planet. Stand there long enough, and your body begins to sink. Breath slowing, mind softening, time itself dilating. It's not superstitions, it's physics, turned spiritual. Some believe this chamber was not for death, but for rebirth. That priests once lay there, bathed in sound and light, to awaken dormant memory. Not of this life, but of another. Fealty perhaps, of the stars. When light and sound merge perfectly, they create a standing wave. A moment of stillness so complete that energy becomes visible form. Maybe this is what the ancients sought, not to lift stones, but to lift consciousness. Picture it, priests in white linen, their voices weaving together under the open sky. Their golden instruments hum softly in the sand. Light flickers, bends, and for a heartbeat, the pyramid itself seems to breathe. The sound grows, swelling through the air, resonating through the quartz veins in the stone. Energy vibrates upward, drawing invisible lines from earth to sky. Then when it fades and a new block rests perfectly in place, as if guided by the will of vibration itself. It wasn't brute force that shaped this wonder. Planet was sympathy, sound in sympathy with stone, light in sympathy with mind. Takima's every frequency, a word, every tone, a tool. Now imagine that same power, turned inward. Tausumama, your heartbeat, your breath, your voice, each a vibration, each shaping the reality around you. When you speak, you build. When you hum, you align. As you are, in every way that matters, an architect of frequency. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the subtle hum beneath your skin. That's not imagination, that's resonance. You are a body of sound suspended in light. Maybe that's why the ancients built. Not for gods, but for echoes, to capture their voice in stone, so that thousands of years later, the hum would still be heard. First tonight, in this quiet, we are listening again. The pyramid stands as a frozen note, the visible tone that never stopped vibrating. And somewhere in its core, beneath tons of stone and silence, the song still hums, waiting for a listener, waiting for you. The hum deepens, not in your ears but in your bones. It rolls through the chest, down the spine, just like invisible thunder, a slow vibration that turns breath into resonance. You feel it before you understand it. As you are not hearing sound, you are inside it. So the air itself bends. Grains of dust rise and fall in gentle rhythmic pulses, as if obeying something older than gravity. The light flickers across the walls, each shimmer moving in harmony with the hum. So a living choreography between sound and form. Hey, this is not chaos. This is language. Somewhere deep in the chamber, water drips in time. Every drop echoes perfectly on beat. A system, a pulse. A memory buried not just in stone, but in the very frequency of matter. And the ancients, it seems, were not just architects. They were composers. Imagine this, a pyramid not as a tomb but as an instrument. Each corridor, each chamber, each block, carved not just for shape but for tone. The granite walls dense with quartz hum when struck by even the faintest vibration. Voice to the very heart of the structure. The king's chamber acts like a resonating chamber, amplifying low frequencies until the stone itself begins to sing. As the walls breathe, as now the air trembles, venison somewhere in that trembling matter yields. You see, modern science has shown something remarkable. Sound can move matter. At the right frequency, a grain of sand lifts. At higher harmonics, water forms patterns, sacred geometries that look eerily like the symbols carved into temple walls. At specific tones, even heavy objects can shift, levitated by resonance. Balanced between pressure and vibration, The what if? The builders of Egypt understood this. Siasu, not theoretically, but spiritually, instinctively. A science woven into ritual. They didn't lift the stones. They spoke to them. Outside, the desert night stretches endless. Whilst the stars burn low, their light filtered through thin veils of drifting dust. In the distance, a lone obelisk stands silent but not asleep. Its surface hums faintly, catching the same frequency that echoes from the pyramid's heart. Gertik, a chain of resonance, a symphony written across sand and stone. And if you listen carefully, the pattern reveals itself. Every ancient temple aligns not just with constellations, but with harmonic intervals. Thus the musical relationships between frequencies. The pyramids of Giza align to Orion's belt, yes. Toaster, but their spacing also mirrors a mathematical ratio, one that matches the harmonic intervals of sound waves. Geometry and tone. Toast, light and vibration. They say light and sound are twins, born of frequency, traveling through different mediums. One seen, one felt. Taisti seen Satio, both born from energy, and energy remembers. Inside the pyramid, imagine a priest standing before a massive stone. He holds a curved tool not of metal but of crystal. Around him, acolytes chant in deep, measured tones. Their voices blend into a single, powerful vibration. The air thickens. The stone begins to hum. It trembles almost imperceptibly, but enough. First, a frequency match is achieved. There, the weight lifts, gently, effortlessly. The priest does not command it, he harmonizes with it. It's hard to believe, perhaps. But fragments of this idea echo across cultures. The Tibetan monks using long horns and chants to move stones. The coral castle in Florida, where a single man claimed to have rediscovered the secrets of the ancients. Using sound to lift blocks alone. The myth of the Sumerian me, the power to shape the world through vibration. Even Nikola Tesla once said, "If you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." Could it be that all these whispers point to the same truth? That sound, pure, resonant, sacred sound, is not just a byproduct of creation, but the tool of creation itself. Now the hum changes. It rises in pitch, faintly glowing in your mind's eye, till a golden tone that seems to open doors inside the air. You see visions behind your closed eyelids, swirling patterns of color and light, geometric mandalas unfolding endlessly. So as the floor beneath you feels less solid, so as you are floating, suspended in rhythm, the voice returns soft, almost familiar. They did not build the pyramid on earth, it whispers. They built it with the earth. The thought blooms slowly like dawn through fog. The pyramid wasn't an object, it was a frequency tuner, a bridge between the planet's natural vibration and the harmonics of the cosmos. The Nile wasn't chosen by chance, it mirrors the Milky Way above. Because the Earth's magnetic field aligns perfectly with the pyramid's angles. The entire complex acts as one enormous conductor, grounding the light of the stars into the body of the planet. And maybe into us, because inside every human cell there is vibration too. DNA hums. Its double helix structure twists not just like a ladder, but like a spiral tuned to harmonic ratios. Each molecule, each atom, vibrating in resonance with the frequency of life. Ancient art often showed serpents coiling twin snakes, entwined symbols of knowledge and rebirth. Could that imagery be more than symbolic? Third, could it be memory? A remembrance of when humanity's builders understood that sound and light could create, shape, and awaken matter itself? Eixt. A slow wind drifts through the chamber. Sand rolls gently across the stone. The hum fades, replaced by silence so pure it almost vibrates itself. The stars beyond shimmer faintly, their light entering through narrow shafts carved with impossible precision. The air feels charged, heavy with potential. Now you exhale and it feels like the world exhales with you. Now imagine what it meant for the ancients to live within this harmony, to wake and sleep beneath structures that amplified the heartbeat of the earth. Every chant, every ritual, every breath part of an invisible network of frequencies binding them to the cosmos. When they spoke, the walls spoke back. When they sang, the air responded. And when they died, their resonance continued, written into the vibration of stone. Perhaps that's why even today, standing before the Great Pyramid, so many people describe a strange feeling. A hum beneath the feet. There's a pressure behind the eyes. It's an unexplainable sense of being watched from within. Not by ghosts or gods, but by frequency itself. The hum maybe never stopped. It only grew quiet, waiting for us to remember how to hear it again. Now drift a little deeper. Imagine the sandstorm of time peeling away, revealing what once was. Great discs of stone levitate in midair, glowing faintly from within. So the air ripples like water, turning transparent. As vibration bends the light, the builders' robed figures of flesh and shadow move gracefully, guided not by force but by rhythm. Their voices carry deep layered harmonics, each tone locking perfectly with the others, until the air becomes almost solid with sound. Blocks lift, rotate, settle into place as if dancing. When as one of them stops, turns toward the stars. His eyes reflect the same golden light pulsing in the chamber walls. He raises his hand, and for a moment the sky responds. A beam of pale energy connects heaven and earth. The sound deepens again. Light and vibration, two faces of one truth. You see, sound moves through air, but light moves through the vacuum. Both are energy traveling as waves. And when those waves meet in perfect harmony, they can alter reality. Ancient texts often spoke of the word that created the world, the sound that birthed existence. In Egypt, it was the voice of Ptah, the god who spoke creation into being. In Hindu cosmology, it was the vibration that sustains the universe. Even in modern physics, we find resonance at the core of everything. Matter itself is nothing but vibrating energy. So maybe, just maybe, those ancient builders weren't magicians. They were physicists of a kind we can barely comprehend. Their temples weren't places of worship, but instruments of attunement. They didn't pray to the gods. They became the frequency of gods. The deeper you go into the hum, the more you realize. It's not just ancient, it's here now, inside your own breath. Each inhale a frequency rising. Each exhale a wave returning to the sea. As the walls of the pyramid dissolve in your mind's eye, you're standing inside a field of pure vibration. Carefully seems a colorless, endless, alive. Every sound, every light, every thought ripples outward, like concentric rings across the ocean of existence. The pyramid is gone. The builders are gone. But their song remains vibrating through the DNA of every living being that remembers light. And as you listen now, you begin to sense it. Faint but real. The same tone that hums in the stone hums in your blood. It's the same geometry that shapes the pyramid, shapes your breath, your heartbeat, your thoughts. You are not separate from the mystery, so you are part of its music. The air settles, the stars blink slower. Somewhere beyond time, a door opens, not to a chamber but to memory. The light that built the pyramids wasn't just sunlight. It was consciousness sculpted through sound, crystallized in stone, encoded in flesh. And when you sleep tonight, that same vibration will drift through your dreams, softly tuning you back to what the ancients already knew, that to build is to sing. That to move stone is to listen, that the greatest monuments of the world were built not with hands but with harmony. And harmony never dies. You drift in the silence that follows. Fast through the echo of the hum still lingers somewhere between your ribs. A phantom vibration that refuses to fade. Outside, the night exhales over the desert, brushing soft fingers of wind across the stones. But the stars shimmer like distant memory. Cold, endless, unblinking. Watching, always watching. And you realize something simple, almost sacred. Silence is never truly silent. It is only sound slowed down, stretched across eternity until it hums beneath hearing. The ancients knew this. They didn't fear silence. They listened to it. Maybe that's how they learned. Because long before they built in stone, they built in sound. Not long before they raised walls, they shaped waves, space and the earth. Vast, ancient, responsive, became their greatest collaborator, deep beneath the pyramids. There are tunnels carved into bedrock, some say older than the monuments themselves. When you walk through them, the air feels alive. A low-frequency vibration follows every step. Some call it coincidence, the echo of wind or distant tremors. But others feel it as a pulse, like the earth is breathing with you. What if that wasn't accidental? So what if those tunnels were tuned, not dug randomly, but designed as resonators, amplifying the planet's own frequencies? Modern geophysicists have measured it. The earth hums, even when there are no quakes, no storms, no movement. Our planet sings a constant note around 10 millihertz. It's the sound of gravity waves interacting with the atmosphere and oceans, a natural symphony. The ancients couldn't measure it, but maybe they could feel it. They built temples where that hum was strongest. They carved chambers that echoed in perfect harmony with it. And then they built the pyramids on top, not just to mark the earth, but to speak with it. Here the frequencies didn't stop at the surface. They reached upward, into the air, aligning with the resonant fields of the ionosphere. Every chant, every vibration, every pulse of energy inside those stones was transmitted into the sky. The pyramid wasn't a tomb. It was a transmitter. And maybe that's where the light comes in, because light is vibration too. Only faster, higher, more refined. When sound rises in frequency, it becomes heat. When heat rises further, it becomes light. Cycle keep rising, and it becomes pure energy. Consciousness itself. How the ancients may not have spoken in such terms, but their art whispers it, and in hieroglyphs, you find rays of light descending onto pharaohs, serpents coiling up spines, winged discs hovering between worlds. It's the same language of energy that modern science is just beginning to translate. In laboratories today, physicists are exploring sonoluminescence, a phenomenon where sound waves focused into a liquid create bursts of light. Imagine that. Sound turning into light. Few tiny suns, flickering from vibration alone. And what if the pyramids were a grand-scale version of this? Sound resonating through chambers filled with air, water and quartz, generating fields of light so subtle they danced between visibility and spirit. The ancients called it the breath of Ra, the light born of vibration, the sacred glow that powered creation. And maybe, through ritual and resonance, they learned how to focus it. But why? To what end? No, the answer might not lie in architecture, but in the body, inside every human being. Deep in the brain lies a crystal, the pineal gland, coated with calcite microcrystals that vibrate when exposed to electromagnetic fields. Ancient texts called it the seat of the soul. What if, in those temples, humans weren't just building resonance outside, they were activating it within, standing within tuned frequencies, surrounded by vibration. Their bodies became part of the instrument. Other temples sang, and they sang back. Modern scientists studying brainwaves have found that frequencies affect consciousness. A tone at 783 Hz, the Schumann resonance, can bring the brain into deep meditative states. Chanting Om matches this frequency almost exactly. So across continents, across millennia, humanity seems to remember something. A rhythm that aligns mind and earth as one. So maybe when the ancients stood inside those pyramids, they weren't summoning gods from the sky. They were summoning themselves, their higher frequencies, their luminous states of being. And if they truly mastered that, if they reached a point where their consciousness vibrated at the same level as light, maybe the light that built the pyramids wasn't external at all. Maybe it came from within. Imagine the scene. A chamber filled with low chanting. Torches flicker, throwing liquid gold across the stone. Out in the center stands a group of initiates, eyes closed, breathing in rhythm. Out, the air thickens, not with smoke, but with pressure, a density that makes sound visible. The granite beneath their feet hums like a living heart. Slowly, the walls begin to glow, not from fire, but from the sound itself. A faint bluish light blooms in the air. Cool, pure, unearthly. The initiates open their eyes, and for a moment, they see, not with vision, but with vibration. The stone dissolves. The world turns transparent. Every particle shimmers with energy. Patterns upon patterns, like ripples in infinite water. Else, they are no longer inside the pyramid. The pyramid is inside them. And when they emerge, they do not speak of it. Because how do you describe the moment you realize you are made of sound? Outside, the stars hang lower now. The desert breathes slower, somewhere beyond the horizon. Lightning flickers. Silent, distant, a cosmic heartbeat echoing what just happened below. It's almost too perfect to be coincidence. Because that same heartbeat, the rhythm of storms, the pulse of light, matches the electrical resonance of the earth. The pyramids, standing tall under the sky, act as focal points. They collect the planet's frequency, draw it upward, and release it like breath. It's not hard to imagine them glowing faintly, charged with atmospheric electricity, like lightning caught mid-strike. Even today, measurements show electromagnetic anomalies around the Giza Plateau. Small, consistent, rhythmic, a hum beneath the static. Scientists call it environmental resonance. The ancients might have called it life. And still, the question lingers. How did they know? How did they map the stars with such accuracy? How did they carve stone with microscopic precision? Align corridors to solstices, tune chambers to perfect frequencies, all without metal, without modern instruments, without written plans. Maybe because they didn't think the way we do. They didn't separate themselves from the world. They didn't measure the universe. They listened to it. Every sound, every vibration, every flicker of light was information. Not data, but dialogue. They didn't need machines to translate it. They were the machines. And perhaps that's why we've forgotten. We replaced resonance with reason. Cantu. Vibration with volume. Silence with signal. But in the quiet between thoughts, in the stillness before sleep, something ancient still stirs, a faint echo of that old harmony. So you can feel it now. Can't you? That low hum in your chest, that pressure behind the eyes. It's not imagination, it's memory. Because if light truly built the pyramids, if vibration could shape stone, lift weight, and sculpt energy, then we are walking relics of that same principle. How every cell, every atom, every breath, tuned to frequencies that once sang entire civilizations into being. The pyramid is no longer in the desert. It's in the rhythm of your breath, like it's in the beating of your heart. It's in the electromagnetic symphony between neurons in your brain. The ancients left clues not to make us look outward, but inward. And when you finally listen, truly listen, you realize that what they built wasn't just stone. It was a mirror, a harmonic reflection of the human soul. Maybe that's why their structures have lasted so long. Because they weren't built with tools, they were built with tone. And tone does not erode, it resonates forever. So tonight, as you drift deeper, imagine the sound that shaped worlds, the vibration that carried light into matter, that taught stone to breathe. First, feel it in your pulse. Let it hum softly beneath your thoughts, till you are not separate from the pyramid. You are the echo it left behind. Thirsty, the wind outside begins to rise again, brushing sand against stone, whispering through narrow corridors. For a moment, it almost sounds like a voice. Not ancient, not distant, just familiar. Ustamaptito is saying, to be in a reminder, not a call. Taisin, remember what you are, it says, and the silence answers. Be. The hum has returned, not just to the stones, but to the soil beneath our feet. And to the glass in city towers, twice to the veins of the people who have forgotten what it means to feel the planet breathe. Across the world, something ancient stirs within the silence of modern noise. Microphones in laboratories catch faint, rhythmic oscillations beneath the static. A pulse that should not exist, yet persists, exactly like the tone once measured inside the king's chamber. As some call it interference, Sayakiwa, others call it prophecy. Toastans, but to those who have heard it with their own hearts, it feels like a memory finally waking. In a hidden facility deep beneath the Sinai Desert, scientists gather around a massive chamber of steel and quartz. They are not chasing myth, they are chasing vibration. The kind that does not merely move air, but moves reality itself. They beam sound through solid rock, and for a fraction of a second as gravity flutters, dust lifts in slow spirals, as if remembering how to dance. Tactile cameras shake. Instruments fail. Yet inside that brief silence after the tone collapses, they all hear it. The echo of something that sounds almost like breath. Take a deep breath. Therapy start to Makumid, let it fall through your chest. Feel the air tremble slightly, as if the earth itself is humming beneath you. Far above, in the thin air between clouds, lightning folds and reappears like a blinking vein of thought. Some say the storms are shifting, aligning with forgotten magnetic lines that once guided the stones of Giza into perfect balance with Orion. But no one can explain why. At certain hours of night, frequencies recorded near the pyramids match those coming from deep within the human skull, a resonance between stone and bone. In quiet rooms lit by blue screens, researchers compare data from Egypt, Peru, and the frozen Antarctic plain. They notice patterns, repeating ratios in seismic hums, repeating pulses in human heart rhythms, all harmonizing around the same sacred number, once carved into temple walls. Now, coincidence is easy to dismiss, but when you listen long enough, coincidence begins to sound like a code. And so as new pilgrims arrive, not priests, not kings, but sound engineers, physicists, monks, and poets, each drawn by dreams of a tone they cannot name. They gather at the edge of the desert at night, setting down their devices in a ring around a single block of limestone. When the wind softens, they play their instruments, tuning forks, flutes, crystal bowls. Out the notes intertwine like threads of light, and the sand ripples in soft concentric circles, and slowly, impossibly, the stone begins to move. It doesn't roll, it glides, and effortless. Weightless, the night holds its breath, as every observer realizes what they are seeing. Vibration replacing force, harmony replacing struggle. The same principle that might once have lifted a 100-ton slab into place now hums quietly before their eyes. One of them whispers, "The light was never just light. It was sound made visible." And for a moment, the boundary between myth and experiment dissolves. Across the ocean, in a lab in Japan, engineers use sound to levitate droplets of water. They shape them with frequencies until each droplet forms a perfect sphere, suspended between speakers like a miniature planet. As they discover that at a precise resonance, one shared by the Great Pyramid's inner chamber, the water begins to emit faint flashes of blue light. It is not reflection. It is energy released by structure. They are the same principle that turns sound into matter, turns vibration into illumination. Meanwhile, in the ruins of an old monastery in Spain, monks gather for their midnight chant. Their voices rise in layered octaves, echoing through stone corridors built long before science learned the name of frequency. A traveler recording their hymn notices that one note, held at just the right length, makes the entire hall vibrate like a living instrument. As the candle flames stretch upward, flickering in unison, because the resonance feels holy, but also mathematical, the same ratio again. They're the one carved into the pyramid, the one written in the DNA spiral. Because this story was never just about stone. It was always about us. Human DNA hums. Each strand vibrates at measurable frequencies. Every cell sings, and deep inside those frequencies lie harmonics that match the very tones ancient structures were tuned to. When the pyramid sang, perhaps it was not calling to the stars. Perhaps it was calling to us, to the music we carry inside. A child stands in the desert today, eyes closed, listening to the wind. He hums softly at first, then stronger. The pitch rises until it merges with the breeze, until sand lifts around his feet, like dust remembering gravity. He doesn't know why he does it, only that it feels right. Somewhere within him, an ancient note has been struck again. Prodiconde, night stretches. The stars above rearrange themselves into the same alignments seen thousands of years ago. The pyramids gleam faintly under the moon, and for the first time in an age their shadows vibrate, not visibly sudden but perceptibly, as if light itself is shaking with anticipation. In distant observatories, telescopes pick up subtle frequency distortions from the upper atmosphere. Scientists argue about solar winds, but none can explain why those distortions align with the exact harmonic sequence of the human alpha brainwave. The Earth, it seems, is beginning to hum with us. There's a theory whispered among those who study sacred acoustics that consciousness itself is an instrument, and the universe listens when we tune it. The builders of the pyramids may have known this. Their tools were not chisels and hammers, but understanding. They sang stone into form. They shaped time by aligning rhythm and intention. 5 key nuts, if that sounds impossible, listen closely to your own heartbeat. It is a drum that has never stopped since before you were born, and yet it drives every movement you make. Theos, it commands muscle and thought without a single word. Multiply that by 1,000 singers, 1,000 hearts aligned in purpose, and perhaps the impossible becomes geometry. In the stillness between two breaths, picture the Great Pyramid not as a monument, but as a resonator, a tuning fork for the planet. Its chambers carved to amplify frequencies that could alter perception itself. When sunlight entered the capstone, it refracted into the hidden spectrum. Light too slow to see, too fast to touch, vibrating directly into the bloodstream of whoever stood inside. Now imagine those frequencies stored in your own cells, dormant but waiting. The music of creation coiled like a sleeping serpent in your DNA. Every dream you have, every emotion that stirs your skin, is that vibration trying to remember its origin. Modern machines can now capture the faint electrical hum emitted by human tissue. When magnified, it forms patterns identical to sacred mandalas and temple mosaics. The ancients did not draw what they saw. They drew what they heard. A neuroscientist once played the recording of a pyramid tone to a group of volunteers. Within minutes, their brain waves synchronized into harmony. Fear faded, breathing slowed, and for a fleeting instant, they described seeing light behind their eyes. Some cried, as some laughed. Zol felt the same thing, a sense of being home. The scientist wrote one line in his notebook. Sound remembers what we have forgotten. The hum travels on, through deserts and oceans, through glass and bone. It finds its way into music, into prayer, into the smallest spark that leaps between neurons. And maybe, just maybe, it carries a message older than any scripture, that creation is not over. For it is still singing, Orson, waiting for us to sing back. Outside, when dawn spreads across the dunes, the first light touches the pyramids, and for a brief moment their shadows align perfectly with the constellation of Orion's belt, as if the earth itself is tuning once more to the sky. Silaswerfabis, a low tone begins to rise. The wind stills. The sand glows faintly blue. The pyramid hums again, Betas not as a relic, but as a reminder. And in that resonance, between sound and silence, between matter and memory, humanity begins to remember what it was built from. Not dust, not flesh, but frequency. The hum still lingers, deep beneath the surface of the earth, soft, steady, like the slow breath of something that has been asleep for too long. The desert above lies quiet, blanketed in starlight, but below the sand, the vibration moves through the ancient stone like a pulse through veins. It travels outward, across buried corridors, through chambers that have not felt air in thousands of years, until it touches the cold face of a sealed wall. And there, something shifts. Dust falls in slow motion. The vibration breathes life into silence. A soundless wave ripples outward, invisible but powerful. In the dark, a faint light awakens, not from flame, but from resonance. The walls shimmer, and for a moment, the hieroglyphs carved into them seem to move, their shapes aligning with the rhythm of the hum. Their eyes that were once symbols begin to blink. Wings flutter in stone. The past starts to breathe. The pyramid remembers what it was built for. The air is cool, heavy with the scent of earth and old echoes. So if you were standing there, you'd feel it through your bones, a low vibration, softer than a heartbeat, but deeper, ancient, familiar. It isn't loud. It doesn't roar. It hums in perfect stillness, like the sound the universe makes when it dreams. The deeper it moves and the more it feels alive, above where the stars shift slightly. They move so slowly that no one notices, but something in their alignment changes, as if the sky itself adjusts to a memory. A comet passes, dragging a tail of pale blue fire. The desert sand catches the glow and scatters it like dust made of light. Every grain seems to tremble. For a moment, the night looks like it's breathing. Far away, guards across oceans and mountains, the same hum begins to stir in other places. Temples, obelisks, forgotten altars carved into cliffs. In Peru, a stone wall vibrates softly under the moonlight. In Tibet, a sealed cave echoes faintly with the same tone. Across the Arctic ice, fissures spread in geometric lines, releasing tiny bursts of sound that fade into the wind. The earth is remembering something it was once in tune with. Inside the pyramid, a single droplet of mercury trembles in a stone bowl. It vibrates, splits into rings, and each ring glows like a halo of liquid light. The vibration is faint, but precise. It's the same frequency the ancients used when they lifted mountains. They didn't call it technology. They called it balance, the harmony between matter and sound. The camera drifts closer, passing through the ancient corridors, where the air still hums like the inside of a seashell. The deeper it goes, the more the sound changes. It becomes layered, harmonic, like a choir of invisible tones resonating in the dark. Somewhere far below Sai there is movement, faint, almost imperceptible, like the slow rotation of gears that haven't turned in millennia. The scene shifts, a modern-day laboratory, bathed in the same golden hue that once lit the pyramid's walls. Scientists huddle around an ancient fragment of stone, instruments humming, sensors blinking. On a screen, waves of frequency appear, peaks and troughs that match the sound detected deep beneath the pyramid. Thus, they are almost identical. A young researcher speaks softly. It's not random. It's structured, like a code. The others lean closer. The pattern isn't just mathematical, it's melodic. Osis, a signature of intention. When they play it back through speakers, the air in the room changes. Water in a nearby glass trembles. Fine sand on a table arranges itself into geometric forms, spirals, hexagons, and mandalas. Each pattern is perfect, and each shift matches the tone. Someone whispers, it's the same principle, cymatics, sound creating shape. Another voice murmurs, but this pattern, it's alive. The camera pans slowly around the lab, catching the reflection of the researchers' faces in the glass. Their expressions are somewhere between awe and disbelief. For a moment, the tone grows louder, and the walls themselves seem to vibrate. One of the lights flickers. Instruments spike. The sound doesn't just exist, it interacts. It recognizes being heard, and then as quickly as it rose, it fades back into silence. Across the world, strange phenomena begin to occur. Old structures start emitting low frequencies, subtle enough to be missed by most. But those who are sensitive, monks in distant monasteries, musicians, patient children, they feel it in their sleep. They dream of light rising from stone, of stars humming like tuning forks, of cities that sang to the sky. The same dream spreads quietly, connecting minds like threads of vibration. The planet begins to hum again. The story returns to the desert. The pyramid now glows faintly beneath the stars. Sand flows like liquid gold down its sides, revealing smooth mirror-like stone beneath. The vibration grows stronger, steady as rhythmic. The light at its peak intensifies, drawing a thin line upward, and a thread of energy reaching into the night. It touches the stars. For a moment, the sky responds. Constellations flicker, forming shapes that resemble the symbols carved inside the pyramid. The hum becomes a dialogue base between Earth and cosmos. Inside, the air thickens with shimmering particles, like starlight suspended in water. The sound deepens, unfolding upon itself, until it becomes not just heard but felt everywhere. Each vibration carries an image, a memory of when light and sound were one. The builders appear again because their forms faint is transparent is but radiant. They stand around the basin of Mercury, their hands raised, and not in worship, but in calibration. Fair to Fulton, so they are tuning the world. The tones that leave their throats are not random. They form a spectrum of color that fills the chamber. Every note births a hue. Every hue births form. The pyramid breathes again. They knew something we forgot. That sound could move mountains because it could move matter itself. The stones were never heavy to them because they weren't separate from the stones. They understood the resonance between body and universe. The same frequency that holds stars together could lift a block of granite if you knew how to sing to it. The hum slows. As the builders vanish, the chamber falls quiet again, but the energy remains, a soft, low pulse, like a sleeping heart. Above ground, dawn approaches. Just the desert begins to glow with the faint light of morning. Below, the sky blushes pink and blue. From afar, the pyramid looks timeless, serene, eternal, unaware of the secret it carries inside. But the hum doesn't stop. Oh, it's simply waiting. Far from the desert, a voice begins to narrate. Not human and not alien but ancient. It speaks in vibration, not words, and the tone translates in the mind like a whisper. The builders of light did not raise stone. They raised understanding. The sound was their tool, but harmony was their power. The whisper fades, leaving only the sound of slow breathing, like waves rolling across time. The scene transitions again, underwater. A coral reef glows softly in the dark ocean, and from its surface, tiny bubbles rise in rhythmic intervals. Each bubble emits a faint tone. The camera zooms out, revealing that the reef forms the same pattern seen in the pyramid's blueprints. Spirals within spirals, geometry within life. The hum is everywhere. In coral hum, in wind hum, in heartbeat. How humanity just forgot how to listen. The narrator returns. If sound can lift stone, what can silence do? The question lingers, heavy and infinite. The ocean sways gently. The pyramid above stands still. And in that balance between sound and stillness, creation continues. As night falls again over the desert, the stars flicker in new arrangements. One by one, Marxons, they begin to vibrate. Subtle waves of light pulsing across the black sky. It's as if the heavens are breathing with the earth. The hum now moves across continents, syncing ancient monuments like instruments in a forgotten orchestra. In the distance, other pyramids awaken. Their peaks shimmer with faint luminescence, beams of light reaching upward in perfect alignment. The tones shift, harmonize, one blend. The earth sings. The sound becomes softer and slower, a lullaby for the cosmos. The camera floats higher, showing the curve of the planet, illuminated by glowing energy points. The pyramids, temples, common sacred sites, all connected by invisible threads of resonance. The hum is no longer just a sound, but it is a pulse of memory, the echo of creation itself. It fades until all that remains is breath, slow, deep, infinite. The kind that hums inside your chest when you listen not with your ears but with your bones. The world hums in sleep. Not the restless kind, but the deep cosmic kind, the stillness before creation, the pause before sound becomes form. The earth glows faintly now, threads of invisible energy weaving across its surface, joining continents like veins of light beneath skin. Oceans pulse with low vibration waves, curling in rhythm with the planet's slow heartbeat. The wind carries a sound too soft for most ears, a memory traveling through air. Those who dream begin to feel it first. A boy sleeping beside a window in Cairo twitches as the desert hums beneath him. A woman in Kyoto turns in her sleep, whispering words she does not know, words that echo the same tones carved into the pyramids. In the Arctic, a scientist lying awake in a steel cabin feels the faintest tremor under the ice, not seismic, but harmonic. He presses his ear against the floor, and for a moment, he hears it, a sound like the breath of time. The hum threads through everything: wind, water, bone. Earth is not mechanical, it does not demand attention. It just is. And somehow the world begins to remember how to breathe with it. The pyramids glow faintly at night, their peaks flickering like the tips of candles. Not bright, not blinding, just alive. They respond to the movement of the moon. When the moon wanes, the vibration slows. When it waxes, it quickens, syncing with tides and dreams. Birds perch on the ancient stone without fear, their feathers quivering with each silent pulse. The sound is invisible, but life recognizes it. Yellow seeds sprout faster near the base. Flowers bloom at night. Inside the Great Pyramid, the air is heavy with warmth. Dust floats in golden shafts of light, moving in slow circles, as if drawn by unseen fingers. There's a faint shimmer along the inner walls, where energy lingers like a soft breath. The sound is nearly gone, only a whisper, but the silence carries its memory. And within that silence, something begins to change. Deep beneath the pyramid, where no light reaches, water seeps through ancient cracks. The droplets fall rhythmically into a pool, creating concentric ripples. The sound of each drop merges with the faint residual hum, creating a new tone. A balance between earth and echo. Over time, the water vibrates in patterns that mirror the geometry above. What was once only stone now resonates with the pulse of the planet. The builders knew this. They tuned even the chambers to the Earth's frequency. Not for worship, but for harmony. The entire structure was a bridge between physical and cosmic. The camera drifts through these halls, following the light that bends through invisible waves. And you can almost hear the faint choir beneath the silence, thousands of tones layered together, too subtle to separate, too beautiful to ignore. They form the background of reality. But the hum isn't just ancient, it's eternal. In modern cities far away, people begin to experience something unusual. Electronic devices flicker at the same time every night, precisely at 3:33 a.m. Radiostatic briefly aligns into tones almost melodic, then dissolves. Some describe dreams filled with light and geometry. Others wake with faint ringing in their ears that feels purposeful. It isn't painful, it's familiar. Felt as though something in the body recognizes the pattern. In the calmest parts of the world where noise is low and stars are bright, researchers begin to record a frequency that doesn't belong to any human machine. Say rises and falls like a breath. They call it the planetary hum. It's too precise to be natural, but too universal to be artificial. It vibrates in harmony with Schumann resonances, the Earth's electromagnetic heartbeat. Some dismiss it as coincidence. Others quietly begin to listen. One night, an old radio astronomer sits alone in his observatory, the desert wind whispering against the metal dome. His equipment picks up the faint hum from deep space, a repeating tone that matches the one resonating from Earth's ancient sites. He adjusts the dial filters, the signal, and isolates the sound. The tone strengthens, aligning perfectly with the pyramid's resonance frequency. He leans back in silence, whispering to himself, they were never calling out. They were answering. The sound isn't coming from the stars, it's reflecting off them like light in a mirror. Earth's vibration sent upward is returning amplified. First, it's as if the cosmos recognizes its own voice echoing back across time. And the old man smiles faintly, tears in his eyes. So we were never alone, he says softly. Then we just forgot the language. The narration slows voice, soft like breath on glass. The camera returns to the desert. The sky above the pyramid begins to shimmer. Faint auroras of gold and blue twist through the night, like silk moving underwater. The light gathers at the pyramid's tip, then flows downward, tracing ancient lines cut into the stone. The hum grows deeper, steady, gentle. The earth is harmonizing with the stars again. Beneath this symphony of light, something extraordinary begins to happen inside the human body. The blood vibrates faintly. The atoms within each cell align slightly differently, responding to the same frequency. Dreams become vivid, time stretches thin, and for brief moments consciousness feels expanded. Felt hallucinatory, harmonious. Every heartbeat feels like an answer to the world's pulse. In laboratories, scientists studying brainwave patterns begin noticing anomalies. Certain frequencies by 132 Hz, 528 Hz seem to synchronize brain hemispheres. They induce peace, clarity, balance, just the same frequencies once used in ancient chants, temple bells, and yes, the stones of the pyramid itself. It's as though sound, matter, and mind are one continuous field, merely separated by awareness. And in that field, the voice of creation hums softly, patient and eternal. And the ancients didn't lift the stones with tools, they lifted consciousness with tone. The pyramid wasn't a monument to death. It was a tuning fork for the living. The scene dissolves into a vision light rippling through the desert, spreading in circles like sound waves over water. Each circle touches another, linking monuments across continents. Giza, Teotihuacan, Machu Picchu, Stonehenge. All pulse together, not in competition but in harmony. The Earth's energy grid awakens, glowing faintly like veins of liquid starlight. The hum rises again, this time audible, a low, sacred tone that vibrates through air, through ground, through heart. If you close your eyes, you can almost feel it in your chest. Feel a slow expansion, a soft warmth blooming behind your ribs. It's not just sound anymore, it's memory. It's the blueprint of existence. The hum begins to fade again, dissolving into the whisper of wind. The stars above shine brighter now, as if freshly polished by time. The desert remains silent, somehow alive, breathing in unison with the sky. And then for a moment the earth stops. Time not physically but perceptually. Time folds in upon itself. Shasta, you can feel the weight of every era, every civilization that listened to this same sound standing together in the same silence. The builders, the dreamers, the watchers, all connected by one note. The voice returns, come almost like it's speaking from within your own bones. The secret of creation was never hidden. It was sung, then stillness. Dumad, the camera pulls back once more from the pyramid, from the desert, from the planet itself. Earth glows faintly blue against the velvet black of space. Threads of gold light connect it to the stars. And for a breathless moment, everything hums together. One note, one pulse, one endless exhale. Silence follows, deep and endless. But in that silence you hear it still. The vibration of being. Shall the song that built worlds. The light that became sound. And the sound that became stone. And the stone that became memory. It continues long after the voice fades. It always has. The hum still lives in the silence. Even when no ear can hear it, it keeps breathing. Through roots, through rivers, through the rhythm of every sleeping heart. Cities continue their noise, but underneath the horns and engines, that soft, ancient chord keeps shining like a hidden candle. It hums beneath concrete floors, through the iron bones of towers, through the glass that catches sunrise. The planet remembers. A child in a high-rise hears it first. She presses her palms against the window, feeling a faint vibration in the glass. It feels like music with no melody, only warmth. When she closes her eyes, colors bloom deep blue, soft gold, spirals of light turning behind her eyelids. She smiles in her sleep, unaware she's listening to the same song that once guided stars. The hum spreads quietly. Like mist, frequencies begin to align in places where hearts are open: temples, libraries, studios, forests, empty rooms where someone sits thinking about forgiveness. Everywhere, small awakenings occur. A bird pauses mid-flight. Leaves quiver without wind. People feel suddenly lighter, as if something heavy they carried for lifetimes has loosened. No prophet declares it. It moves without words through breath and water and pulse. In laboratories, monitors flicker. Machines measuring seismic activity show micro vibrations that pulse in repeating patterns, not random, not chaotic. Mathematicians notice they correspond to musical ratios. One scientist whispers, "It's tuning itself." Another murmurs, "Or it's tuning us, and the sound isn't meant to be heard, it's meant to be felt." And feeling it changes everything. In the dreamscape between sleep and waking, visions begin. People see fields of light geometry folding upon itself, spirals of energy weaving like silk through darkness. Voices speak not in words but in tone, teaching through resonance. They say, "Remember what you are." Vibration condensed into form. They say every heartbeat is an instrument, every breath a chord in the cosmic scale. And slowly, people begin to believe it. The pyramids glow brighter. Their tips send threads of light skyward, connecting with constellations. The same geometry appears in the oceans, glowing lines under waves, traced by bioluminescent plankton. It is as if Earth is drawing its own constellation, turning itself into a message for the heavens. The hum deepens, slow to calm, magnetic. In the middle of the Pacific, the water vibrates in perfect circles, miles wide, visible from satellites. They call them singing currents. Whales gather there, hundreds of them, releasing calls that echo in harmony with the planetary tone. Their voices rise in spirals of sound that pierce the deep and rebound off the seabed, creating waves of pressure that ripple through the planet's crust. The whales are not confused. They are participating. On land, old stone circles awaken us at night. Faint light dances across their surfaces, fractal patterns moving like breath. When recorded at high speed, the stones appear to pulse. Archaeologists are baffled. Mystics smile. The Earth's symphony is becoming visible. Then comes the still night. No clouds, no wind. A silence so complete that even the stars seem to hold their breath. In that silence, the hum rises low, vast and endless. It feels like the sound of creation restarting itself. Every mountain, every leaf, every molecule vibrates in unison. The air grows warm. The colors of the aurora spill across the horizon: blue, violet, silver, gold. They flow through the atmosphere like ink through water, tracing invisible patterns that match the layout of ancient temples. The camera drifts high above the planet. Below, blue lines of light wrap around continents, forming a lattice of geometry, so intricate it looks alive. Each node hums softly. Pyramids, temples, oceans, forests, hearts, all connected, all breathing and all remembering. Back on the ground, a man wakes from sleep, feeling tears on his face. He doesn't know why. He only knows he feels whole, as if something missing has returned. He walks outside. The night is silver. Every star seems closer. He whispers the first sound that comes to mind, a soft note, trembling with emotion. The moment he does, the world answers. The hum shifts, matching him. For one instant, he and the planet sing the same tone. Then it fades, leaving only warmth in his chest. That warmth travels. Millions begin to hum unconsciously while working, while walking, while sitting quietly in parks. Not songs, just tones. And each tone aligns another piece of the puzzle. The world becomes an orchestra tuning for dawn. Then dawn comes. Light pours across the horizon like liquid gold. The air shivers, birds sing notes that perfectly match the ancient frequencies. In every city, in every forest, in every deep place beneath the sea, the hum becomes one long breath, the exhale of a world reborn. The voice returns, soft, intimate, almost a whisper inside the ear. You were never just listeners. You were always the instruments. The tone fades again, leaving peace. Mountains still stand, oceans still roll, but everything feels clearer, lighter, aligned. Even silence now carries melody. The hum has not ended. It has simply become part of everything. Dawn spreads slowly, not with fire, but with calm. The horizon glows like breath on glass, and soft, expanding, golden white. It moves across the dunes, touches rivers, climbs mountains, and finds its way into the hollows of cities still sleeping. For the first time in thousands of years, the world wakes up without noise. Only the hum remains, faint, kind, alive. In the stillness, every living thing listens. Leaves tilt upward as if tasting the light. Water ripples even without wind. Clouds hang motionless, painted with threads of rose and silver. The hum folds itself into the rhythm of existence. Not something to be noticed anymore, but something felt, like the heartbeat beneath your ribs. The pyramids no longer glow. They breathe. The air around them shimmers faintly, as if space itself has thinned. The stones, once cold and silent, now seem almost soft, pulsing with warmth from within. If you place your hand against them, you feel not history, but memory, the vibration of everything that has ever lived. In a laboratory far away, the old astronomer sits again, headphones on, listening to the signal he has followed for decades. But this time, there is no need for equipment. The sound is inside him now. It moves with his heartbeat, his breath, his thoughts go out. He understands what the ancients knew, that the universe never spoke in words, it sang. And when you listen deeply enough, you don't hear it, you become it. The camera floats upward, leaving him in his silent room, rising through the atmosphere where colors melt together in a quiet ballet. Blue turns to indigo, indigo to black velvet, and earth glows below, luminous, gentle, complete. Lines of gold geometry still ripple faintly across its surface, like veins of light under skin. Each pulse matches the rhythm of the human heart. For a brief moment, every living creature is synchronized. One planetary breath, then softly, the hum begins to fade, not because it is gone, but because it has merged too deeply to separate. The world hums through you now, through every atom, every glance, every heartbeat. You breathe, and the earth breathes with you. You blink, and the stars answer. The illusion of separation dissolves quietly. Like mist under morning sun, the wind returns, birds begin to sing. Their voices carry fragments of the ancient tone, light woven into melody. Rivers murmur, waves speak, trees sway like instruments in the oldest orchestra. And humanity listens, not as masters of earth, not as witnesses, but as notes in the same song. The voice returns one final time, gentle and far away. Like a thought you almost remember from a dream, the universe was never silent. It was simply waiting for you to hear. The camera drifts higher still. Earth turns slowly, surrounded by quiet stars. The faint glow around it begins to dissolve, leaving a soft halo, like the afterimage of a candle once blown out. Silence, but not emptiness, fullness, peace shaped like sound. The hum remains. But now it's everywhere, too vast to name, too intimate to lose. It lingers in the air after the last note fades. It waits inside every heartbeat, every sigh, every small act of wonder. It hums in the bones of the planet and the quiet between breaths. And as the stars shimmer gently over the sleeping world, the voice whispers one last time, will be still. Listen, you are the echo that never ends. Silence, only breath, only light, only the hum.